Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2020 Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois Championship Sunday here at St. Peter, Arlington Heights in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Sam Krul back again alongside Matt Gutzler. Matt, first of all, congratulations. For those of you tuning in to the game prior, Matt coached his Comet girls to a third place in the state of Illinois, so congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sam. This is a fun weekend for me where I get to coach, but I also like to announce as well. Double duty, but very proud of the girls. Congratulations to the St. Rockford Lutheran girls who took fourth place. They gave us a tough game, and I would like to just congratulate my girls as well on a third place championship in the state. Third place in the state, always very proud of that.
That is nothing to shake a stick at. The third place out of all the teams in Illinois. Speaking of third place, we are going to have ourselves a really good third place boys game as the away team on the scoreboard, the Mavericks of St. James, Chicago, are going to take on the home team, the Saints of St. Peter, Arlington Heights.
Yes, it's nice for them. They get to play on their home court once in a while at state. They are very familiar with this situation, and we're going to have a great game. So
these teams met about a month and a half ago here in a non-conference, just exhibition game.
Regular season non-conference.
Game, right? Yeah, exactly. We'll call it whatever. And St. James won by 1.
They did win by 1. They won at the buzzer. I know both coaches very well, and I know Coach Hunter from Arlington Heights. He's ready for some redemption, and it should be a really good game.
So let's go to the scores table for the starters and the prayer. Well, not to give you guys too much dead air, I think we're waiting for the music to be turned off. That's what the delay is for, as Steve Moeller walks to center court.
Well, we said
someone to go.
Coach Hunter is the AD here. When he's not coaching, he's in charge of the facilities. So he's going, can someone turn the music off?
And here we go, back to the scores table for the starting lineups
Sports Association
and the pregame prayer.
State Tournament. This third place game is going to be awesome. We're looking forward to that. Before we do those important moments, stay with me for a moment. A couple of announcements. First of all, we want to thank all of our Lutheran Sports Association host schools. We have 4 hosts today. We have 3 hosts for playing games, and we have a whole lot of hosts at other events throughout the year. And we want to thank all those host schools and the many hundreds of volunteers all around the state of Illinois. We can't do it without all of you. I know you've heard this statement read many times already, but the Lutheran Sports Association welcomes you to the Illinois Lutheran State Basketball Tournament. Before we begin, we ask that all participants and spectators conduct themselves in a God-pleasing manner before, during, and after this basketball game. The Lutheran Sports Association Sportsmanship Award will be presented this weekend to the school whose behavior of its players, coaches, and fans best demonstrate Christian sportsmanship. And now, for today's competition, the home team on the scoreboard will be the Saints of St. Peter, Arlington Heights. And the guest team on the scoreboard will be the Mavericks of Chicago, St. James. Let's first meet the players. First for Chicago St. James, Zachary Westman, number 1. Cody Sandiford, number 2. Lewis Woodman, number 3. Cole Hockman, number 10. Bear Course, number 11. Nana Eggerman, number 14, Noah Donahue, number 15. Charlie Hockman, number 20. Will Grieve, number 21, and Martin Ryan, number 23. The Mavericks assistant coaches are Brandon Lim and Jason Hockman, and their head coach, Matt Runge. And the home team of the scoreboard, the Saints of Arlington Heights, St. Peter. Let's meet the Saints at this time. Number 0, Miles Smith. Number 1, Zach Frater. Number 2, Tommy Papaiwala. Number 3, Jared Rigg. Number 4, Ryan Stegman. Number 10, Daniel Mayu. Number 11, Jacob Kaplanis. Number 13, Justin Arrowwood. Number 15, Brandon Kaplanis. Number 21, Mikey Lukovic. Number 23, Josh Daniel. Number 25, Ethan Watson. Number 32, Parker Ray. Number 34, Gus Damon. And number 35, Nick DeLucas. And the Saints are coached by Chris Daniel, Tim Daniel, and the head coach, Matt Hunder. Please join me in a word of prayer. Lord, Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the many, many blessings. We ask that you guide us this day. Keep us mindful of who we are, mindful of our Christian heritage, our Christian love. Let us be the witness, whether we're playing on the court, or scorers and timers, officials, and of course, fans as well. Let us serve you the way we serve you this day in this game of basketball. Keep everyone safe, but most of all at the end, let us enjoy the love of Christian fellowship. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
All right, we'll get the starters for you as soon as they come out onto the floor. We went straight through the rosters there, which is great. Everybody gets their name called on camera, on TV. So,
no, yeah, this is, like we said, it's always a great weekend. Everyone gets called out every day at state.
So let's go ahead and talk about how both teams got here before this game tips. For the away team, the Mavericks of St. James, Chicago beat Trinity Roselle 45-24 in the first round, beat Zion Belleville 42-28 in the second round, and then lost to Emmanuel Palatine 34-27 in last night's semifinal. And to the home team, the Saints of St. Peter Arlington Heights beat Holy Family Chicago 42-30 in the first round, Nashville, Oakville, and all those other names in the second round 43-30, and then lost to Christ Peoria last night 53-31, and what was actually a really good game against Christ Peoria. They kept it close.
They hung with them most of the game. They actually cut it to 6 in the third quarter.
So Ryan and Damon will tip. St. James wins it, and they'll look to work. Here's Ogman. And try to get it into the post to Ryan. Ball knocked away, and we've got a travel. And we've got our first turnover of the game as Cole Hockman took a couple too many steps. St. James will start with a little pressure in the backcourt.
As you will find out, not quite a one-man team, but Martin Ryan is averaging 21 points a game. They're going to want him to get the ball a lot today.
So the Saints break the press and then turn it over at the end. Here's Bear Cortez, nice pass back to Martin Ryan. And that's how the score. That's how we'll start with the scoring here in this third place game.
They are very big and fast, especially Martin. He's only a 7th grader. It'll be interesting to see how he plays next year as well.
And down in the post was number 23, Josh Daniel, missing the layup. Martin Ryan with the loose ball picked up. Bear Cortez tried to throw it across the lane. Number 21, Will Grieve, and it was intercepted by Rigg. Here's Rigg, nice pass into Damon. He had it blocked by Ryan, but not before he was fouled. And we'll check to see who the foul was on. And that foul was on Will Grieve, his first, team first, as Gus Damon will go to the line to shoot 2. First is off the back iron, no good.
glad I said this after his first miss, but he is shooting 17 of 21 coming into the game with 81%. That's amazing for a junior high kid.
Second free throw is up and good.
Didn't expect him to miss that one, shooting 81%.
So James will look to push after the made free throw. Cole Hockman on the wing just in front of the Arlington Heights fans. Is a pull-up three for Ryan. Short, no good. Rebound tapped around, fought for, finally corralled by Will Grieve. And the putback gives the Mavericks a 4-1 lead. And here's a steal by Ryan. Up off the glass and good. 6-1 Mavericks with 4:30 to play in the first quarter. And the Saints are going to be forced to call their first timeout very early in this contest.
Martin, even though he is a 7th grader, he is so long and fast. And Arlington Heights did see them a month ago, but they got to be aware of him wherever he is. I actually was going to make a comment earlier when he shot the 3. He's only made 2 this weekend. That's not his game. His game is the steals and layups that we saw just after that. So St. James, Coach Matt Runge, he's very excited about the 6 points to start the game. The Arlington Heights coach, Matt Hunter, he's looking to just settle his boys down. Lots of game to be played. It's like, let's pass the ball and everything's going to be fine.
So Justin Arrowwood will inbound the ball. Still more pressure in the backcourt from the Mavericks. Looks as if it's a 2-1-2 press. And they'll look to trap on the wing. Damon gets out of it. Here's a cross-court pass, finding Nick DeLuca out for a 3 ball. That one is short out of the hand of Jared Rigg. Rebound tapped around, fought for. Damon lost it as he goes to the floor. And we're going to have a reach-in foul on the Mavericks. This will be their team's second. And that's going to be Greaves' second. So you like how Arlington Heights is breaking the press, but the press isn't necessarily to force a turnover. It's to have a team play at a speed that they don't want to.
Correct.
So inbound pass to Damon. It's knocked away. Got it back. Now in the middle, nice pass to DeLuca, but an even better block by Martin Ryan. Here's Bear Cortez, and a block off the backboard by Damon. Back-to-back big blocks on both ends of the floor.
I have the Arlington Heights fans to my right. They all jumped out of their seats on that one. He blocked it off the backboard. That's like an NBA college block.
And here's a 3 ball from the far left wing. Josh Daniel missed. The rebound tapped around, fought for, and picked up by Oggeman. Oggeman up ahead to Ryan. Ryan will kill his dribble. Here's Cortez. Cortez just to the right of dead center, missing the 3. Good rebound by DeLuca, and they'll get it to Rigg. Rigg will look to set things up, crossing the timeline, switching hands.
They're going to want to slow it up just a little, kind of get settled, see if they can get a good basket here.
In the post of Damon, he goes up and good. The layup and the foul for Damon. He is a load underneath.
He was one of their best players last year as a 7th grader. As we said, he's shooting 80% from the line. We saw this in the game earlier too. You're going to want 3-point plays the old way with kids that can shoot this well from the line.
Damon's free throw cuts the Maverick lead to 2, and as he runs back, pumps up the crowd. So Ryan will bring the ball up, gets it over to Hockman. Hockman will hold. Now over to Woodson. Woodson to Oggeman, tried to get it into Ryan, and Ryan was fouled. It looks as if Justin Arrowwood tried to come through the back of Ryan to knock that pass away, and he picks up his first, team first. So Ryan will inbound, he'll turn, looking to get the ball across the lane. Does, layup is up and good for Cole Hockman. 8-4 Mavericks with 2:50 to play here in the first quarter.
Both teams are kind of doubling, so somebody's going to be wide open. It's been a big physical game. You got a couple really big boys.
Rigg will look to go baseline, gets it back to Damon. He'll attack, right-hand floater, no good. Rebound is DeLuca. Luca will go up and no good. Rebound by Ryan, and he caught an Aaron fist from Damon. Nothing intentional, but it did come up a little high and hit him in the face.
Yeah, a little shaken up, walking down the court. Got hit in the nose. We've had a couple nosebleeds this weekend on the girls' side.
I think in that first game I saw 3, and I came here for just the fourth quarter.
And Martin's holding his head up. I'm not wondering. I think he's bleeding.
Yeah, there it is. So Ryan will have to leave the game until they get the bloody nose taken care of.
LSA should have this taken care of because, like I said, we've had like 4 or 5 nosebleeds this weekend.
So it looks like they're going to take a full timeout so they can get arguably their best player back on the floor, get that nose to stop bleeding and not miss a beat.
Correct. You're not going to, as St. James, you're not going to want Martin on the bench for very long. So if they can take a timeout and at least save a minute and a half of possible game time with trying to stop the nosebleed. I know yesterday in my game, a girl missed almost the whole second quarter because of the nosebleed. So at least they'll save a minute. So that's a good timeout by Coach Runge.
Every year there seems to be a theme as the Sunday progresses. I think today's bloody nose, right?
Bloody nose, yeah.
Follow the LSA on social media. Like us on Facebook, Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois. Our Twitter handle is @Luth, L-U-T-H, sports. Our website is www.luthsports.org. And our YouTube channel, which all of these games will be broadcast on after the national tournament, is LuthsportsTV. So make sure you tune in after the national tournament, which will be held at Valparaiso University in Valparaiso, Indiana. March 29th is the date that you'll be able to view all of these games.
As a coach, I watched my girls' games this past week, just kind of get me ready for the weekend. It's fun. I have relatives all over the country. So to all those fans out there watching from other states, watching your grandkids or relatives, we're glad you're with us today.
So Martin Ryan will return to the game with, look at something plugging that left nostril. That looks like where he caught that fist from Damon. Again, nothing intentional. Looked like they were both going for the ball, and Damon came up.
Nope, very physical game.
Very physical game.
Ref told me yesterday, as long as there's no blood on that white towel in his nose, everything's okay.
Everything's good to go. 8-4 Mavericks with the lead. 2:23 to play here in the first quarter. Mavericks coming out of the timeout, looking to add to this 4-point lead. Here's Bear Cortez just in front of the Arlington Heights bench. A couple of crossovers, now had it partially knocked away. Saving it from going back court was Lewis Woodson. He looks to attack with the right hand, in on Damon, blocked. So 2 big blocks from Damon so far as he comes up with a loose ball, and he'll look to come up. So here's Rigg. Getting it back to Josh Daniels, now to Rigg. Try to get it into the post and had it knocked away. Good defense from Cole Hockman.
Yeah, they're like we talked about. They're going to try to get the ball into Gus, and the St. James has got some big guys down low too.
Here's the inbounds pass. That one up top to Josh Daniels. Swung to the corner to Rigg. Rigg now double teamed. Back up to Daniel. Swung around to Arrowwood. Arrowwood kills the dribble. Back to Daniel. Arlington Heights working it around nicely. Looking to exploit this 2-3. And here's a long three-pointer around and down for Justin Arrowwood. And that cuts the lead to 1.
I'm not sure they wanted that shot, but I heard some O's when they got up, but they wanted that when it fell.
Martin Ryan working on Damon. His pull-up jumper is short. Rebound pulled down nicely by Nick DeLuca. Rigg turns the corner, gets it into the post to Damon, up and good.
He's running down the court, pumping up the fans again.
And the Saints have their first lead of the ball game, 9-8, just under a minute to play. Will Grieve will bring it across the timeline with the right hand. Over to Cortez, now back in to Ryan. Ryan turns, pump fake. Short jump shot, in and out, no good. Damon with the rebound.
That was a really nice post move, just not quite in and out.
Rigg with some nice ball handling up top on Cortez. Hands it off to Josh Daniel. Daniel out top to Arrowwood. Arrowwood swung around the corner to Damon. Now a skip pass to Daniel. He'll drive with the right hand, now kick out to Rigg. Rigg looks to exploit the top of that 2-3. Hands it back out. Damon looking to set a screen, 16, 15, 14 now on the clock.
Looking for a last shot for the quarter. 10 seconds to go.
Now back to Rigg in front of the Maverick bench. Long 3 is no good. And a good rebound by Ryan, had it knocked away by Arrowwood. And the Mavericks will have 4 seconds.
See if they got some type of play for 4 seconds.
There's a long pass up the floor, intercepted by Rigg. Over to Damon. Damon will take a corner three at the buzzer. No. So that's how we'll go into the second quarter with the Saints of St. Peter Arlington Heights clinging to a 1-point lead. As you can hear, it is very loud in here right now. We've got good fan turnout from both sides, and plus it's the host school. So
correct. So we got 2 local schools. We got St. James from the city in Chicago. Arlington Heights, of course, is the home school, host school for LSA Sunday. At least top 6 games, or top 3rd place championship and 5th place. And you'll see this later on too. We've talked about our school, Mount Prospect, Palatine. Because we're local, you know, a lot of fans, people from the church come, and this atmosphere is amazing. It's just going to get louder and louder as we go on throughout the day. We also talked that these 2 teams know each other. They played a month ago, and it's a 1-point game in the corner. It'll probably be a 1-point game at the end as well, if we don't go into overtime. We haven't had one yet today, so.
You just jinxed it. We're going to have one today now.
That's what we want for Sunday, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Give the people a little extra basketball. So 9-8. Saints on top with the Mavericks. Saints were down at one point, I believe 6-1.
They started out a little slow. We mentioned in the 5th place game too, you get the Sunday jitters. They've settled down nicely, and now we got ourselves an excellent game.
So the Saints will start with it out of the break. Nice skip pass to Daniel. Daniel inside to Damon. Damon spinning on Ryan. Nice interior passing to DeLucia, but his layup was blocked. Ryan will look to push. In between the legs, now over to Woodson. Woodson back into Ryan. Ryan spin move into the lane. Couldn't get the ball up on the rim, but he'll go to the line for 2 after he was fouled by Justin Arrowwood.
And he took that white napkin or whatever out of his nose. He was wiping again. That may start bleeding again. Refs are going to have to keep an eye on that.
As you said, it's been a physical contest so far. A couple of big bodies down there, guys that like to bang inside. It's going to happen from time to time. The first free throw from Ryan is up and no good.
Coming into the game, he was 8 for 12 for 67%. So he likes to attack and get to the line.
Ryan's second free throw is short. Nice box out up at the top of the key on Ryan by Josh Daniels.
You always want to box out that shooter. They did an excellent job.
Damon lost control as he looked to attack and got it out to Rigg, or Rigg will start the offense. Josh Daniel in front of the Maverick bench, inside to Damon. Damon up off the glass and no good. Rebound by DeLuca, had it blocked by Ryan.
Right now, St. James has a smaller lineup, so Arlington Heights is going to try to pound it down low.
And here's Ryan pulling a 3, that one no good. So just under 5 minutes to play in the first half. 9-8 still. No scoring yet in the second quarter for either team.
Both teams are playing great defense. This is going to be a low-scoring game.
So here's an attack of the lane by DeLuca, and he scores up high off the glass. 11-8, and just like that, maybe I have to talk more about how the teams haven't scored, and they'll get some buckets here. 11-8, 4:32 to play in the first half of this third place game as Ryan will look to attack, missed long, and got his own rebound and was fouled on the way back up. We'll look to see who it's on, but Ryan is quite the athlete. Turns in the lane, misses the shot, but it has the springs to leave the ground again and out-jump everybody to grab the ball, and he's a 7th grader.
Yeah, I know. Very athletic. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what he's like next year.
So Ryan makes his 3rd free throw of the day after missing the first 2.
But with shooting 67% from the line, he's going to want to keep attacking. And also that possibly gets Arlington Heights into foul trouble. So number 35 already has 2 fouls.
And Parker Ray of Arlington Heights replaces DeLucia. And he pulls down a rebound right when entering the game. 11-9. Saints on top of the Mavericks. That's Arrowwood getting it back to Rigg in the near side corner. Swung around to Daniel. Daniel tried to get it in to Damon, but we're gonna have a foul on the floor first. We'll look to see who that one was on.
And that's his third.
I think it was on Will Grieve. That is his third, team fourth of the first half. So we officially have a player in foul trouble. And we're 2 minutes into the second quarter. There's a long three off the back iron. No good for the Saints out of the hand of Josh Daniel. We've got a steal by Rigg. Rigg up and good. Rigg got a hand on the outlet pass. Took it 1-on-3, and he'll go to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
He's averaging over 15 points a game. Besides Damon, those are the two guys, and they riling up the crowd as well. This is a good run for them.
And Bear Cortez picked up his first foul on that Rigg three-point play, and he does complete it by hitting the free throw.
We talked about Martin Ryan being that one-man team in a way, but Will Grieve has to be on the court for St. James. With 3 fouls, with 4 minutes to go, that's going to hurt St. James.
And it looks like Arlington Heights has gone to a man-to-man. They might have been in it the whole time, but I did see Damon back up off of Ryan while Ryan was outside the three-point line.
He shot a couple and hasn't made one yet. As I said, he's only made 2 all weekend, so I'd let him shoot as well. I don't want him attacking.
So the Saints are really trying to get it into Damon. Agyeman doing a nice job of knocking it away. No, it's almost like they triple team him when he's down in the post there.
Well, we talked about the size. They have to.
Yeah. And here's Ray, had it knocked away as he caught it at the free throw line extended. And here come the Mavericks. And Cole Hockman, his shot is up, no good. Rebound tapped around, fought for, and last touch by the Saints. It'll be Maverick ball underneath their own basket. .309 to play in the second quarter. 14-9. Saints on top still. Ryan looks to drive with that right hand, met in the lane by 3 Saints defenders. His jump shot is no good.
That was a nice jump stop, step back. Just
and here's Rigg with a Euro step up off the glass and no good. But he's going to go to the line for 2. Nice move on the way to the basket. He went in there with the trees. He's not afraid.
No, he's not. Like I said, he's one of their top 2 players, and averaging 15 points a game. There's a couple ways to do that. One of them is to attack and get to the line.
So Rigg did hit his first free throw on the 3-point play. Second one for the day is up and good. So that makes him 13 of 17.
We're looking at over 70% again. We talked the first game as well. These boys are shooting amazingly from the free throw line for junior high boys. We saw like 4 or 5 kids shooting over 70% in the first game. We got 3 or 4 boys in this game shooting over 70%.
Rigg is 2 for 2. And that'll increase the lead to 7 as Ryan brings the ball across half court, switching hands. He'll look to go to his right on Damon. Couple of steps in lane and another block for Damon. Here comes Rigg looking to push after the block, and he's tripped up. No call. Agyeman with the steal. He's on his way to the cup. Right hand on the left side, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 5.
With the pressure, I think Rigg just kind of got tripped up a little bit behind some feet. Great momentum swing for St. James, though.
So Rigg got it into Ray. Parker Ray had a little trouble handling the ball and had it tied up, and it'll be Maverick basketball. This is just going to be back and forth with a couple of big. You expect with the bigger bodies look to get it inside, but it's been a pretty fast-paced game.
Both teams want to push it up and down the court too.
As you hear the Arlington Heights fans come to life here with 2 minutes to play in the first half, their team up 5. Here's Ryan looking to go baseline on Damon. Does up off the glass and good. Tough basket for Ryan.
That was a really strong move. All the fans to our left from St. James was wanting an and one as well.
And there's Damon to the basket, up and good. So he answers back with his own strong move.
This game's going to go back and forth from both of those two boys.
So Ryan into the lane again, up and no good, but this time he does draw that foul that the fans were looking for. He'll go to the line for 2 more. You know, you keep attacking, it's going to happen.
Correct.
I mean, you're going to pick up those fouls. And I believe that foul was on Rig. First free throw for Ryan is up and no good.
A lot of times when you attack, there's fouls from like different angles. So Rig must have got him kind of on the beginning of the attack, and then of course there were a couple of guys coming after he shot it as well. So you got to figure out which came first.
Ryan's second free throw is good. 4-point lead for the Saints. Mavericks still putting a little pressure on those Saints in the backcourt. Look to get it ahead to Damon. They do over to Ray. Ray, right hand on the left side, good.
St. James is going to they're going to have to be careful on their pressure. They're going to give up easy baskets. I love the pressure, but you've got to be able to rotate better.
Mavericks coaches looking to call the play, and Ryan will take a one-handed sort of floater from about 15 feet. That one ends up short.
You want that runner a little closer to the basket.
So Rig over to Justin Arrowwood. His three hits the back iron, no good. Rebound tapped around and finally corralled by Cole Hockman. And I missed the call.
It was a double dribble.
A double dribble on Hockman, okay.
Hockman got a little upset, slammed the ball. The refs did a nice job. They didn't tee him up or whatever. They went right to him and told him what happened. Excellent job by the refs.
Here's a long inbound pass to Rig after the double dribble.
It's always nice to see those refs explain to the kids what happened. That was great.
Now Rig, he'll pull a three. That one's short. And we're gonna have a push. And I believe they're going to get Parker Ray on the push, and we've got a 6th foul on the Saints, so we're gonna be in the bonus for the next 40 seconds. So Martin Ryan crosses half court. The fans wanted an over and back. However,
he didn't have
you have to have all three, both feet and the ball across before it's an over and back. And here's the steal by the Saints. Rigga look to push, 24 seconds. Working on Aguiman. He'll pull it back, tried to cross over. Aguiman with the steal. And we're going to have a foul on, I believe it was a foul on Aguiman. The steal looked clean.
I thought he got fouled after the steal. He unfortunately got frustrated and slapped the ball high in the air.
So I'm trying to see who the first foul was on, because they said it was a reach, but it came after Aguiman had made the steal and was headed down the floor. So I'm not sure if they're getting Rig on the reach or Aguiman on the reach. Either way, Aguiman has been called for a technical foul.
Okay, so Rig is going to shoot all the free throws. We're going to shoot the 1-and-1 first. So he got fouled before the steal.
And the first free throw's up and good. To me, it looked clean down in the corner, and it looked like Rig reached back in. But they got Aguiman, and Aguiman got frustrated, slammed the ball down, and now Rig will shoot the second of the 1-and-1. And that was around and down. And now he's going to have the 2 technical shots, and Arlington Heights is going to have the ball out of bounds.
With 20 seconds left. This is a huge momentum swing.
Huge swing.
This could be 6 points in 20 seconds, and you're standing still.
And now they're up 9. They took those free throws up 5. It could potentially be up 10 with the ball. Could go up 13 going into the half. And the final free throw for Rig is up and good. Knocks down all 4. So excuse me, they were up 6 before that. The technical.
Well, that was the kid you really didn't want to foul, and the coach, of course, knew that's the guy I want. He's shooting 73% from the line.
19.8 seconds to play. Rig again with the ball across the timeline, switching hands. Now over to Josh Daniel.
We got 10 seconds. They're looking for one shot. See if they shoot for a three or for the
Daniel
post?
in front of the Maverick bench. Now up top to Ray. Ray will turn with the right hand up and no good. And that'll do it for the first half as Ryan launches the ball from about three-quarter court and is short. The Saints, after that technical, are now up 10. What a swing.
Well, like you said, they scored 4 points when the clock didn't go off, or, I mean, we all were standing watching. 4 points, no defense.
And we're going to let the Saints cheerleaders take it away. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Let's lead with that. That's a huge point. Thank you. We'll cheer for you too. We'll cheer for you guys too. Yeah. Oh, you guys are good, right? I think so, because you're the number one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the third place game at the Lutheran Sports Association 2020 Boys State Basketball Championships on Championship Sunday, as we've coined it now for the last few years. And we had ourselves a good game up until about the last, 20 seconds?
20 seconds. So for those of you just joining us, we had a steal and a foul. Player got a little upset, got a technical, so they shot the 1-and-1 for the foul. They shot the technical. So Arlington Heights got 4 free points, and the kid that was shot all 4 shoots 70-some% from the line, made all 4. So it was a 6-point game, nice and easy. I mean, you'd like a 6-point game. All of a sudden, no time went off the clock, and I don't play defense, and I lost 4 points. So I'm wondering what Coach Runge said to the boys in the locker room. You do not want that to be a momentum swing. I mean, Coach Hunter is going in going, all right, guys, it's 10, let's build it. Coach Runge has to say, okay, boys, let's control our emotions. We lost a little bit, but we're still in the game. We mentioned they played each other a couple of weeks ago. It was a 1-point game. It could still be a 1-point game, even though we have a 10-point lead. If I was Arlington Heights, I would not let up at all.
After the game, we will have opportunity for pictures next door in the other gym as we get this gym ready for the first championship game. So pictures afterwards will be next door in the smaller gym. Thank you.
So coming out of the half, it's going to be Saint basketball. They're looking to build on that 10-point lead, as we talked about before. Got it up to 10 after the technical and the 1-and-1 free throws with just under about 20 seconds to play in that first half. The player that did take all 4 of those was Rigg, and that's going to be Jared Rigg. He's having a really good game.
No, he's playing great. We mentioned it. We do play with 5, but you got some key players, and Rigg, of course, is a key player for Arlington Heights.
So the Saints will go to work. Here's a 15-foot jump shot from DeLuca, up and good. And it's a 12-point Saint lead.
That was huge for Arlington Heights. They want to continue to build that momentum from those 4 free points to end the quarter.
So Ryan will pick up a screen. The ball knocked away. Collected back by the Mavericks. There's a long 3 out of the hand of Cole Hockman. No good. Rebound pulled down by Justin Arrowwood. And looks like Cole Hockman reached in, got the foul as he tried to knock it away.
We talked about a physical game. St. James is going to start pressing. Got to be careful from, the steal, what's a foul. So unfortunately they got the foul on that one.
So Rigg and Arrowwood play catch to break the press. Pass inside to DeLuca was knocked away, corralled by Josh Daniel, and he has the 2-point putback. So here's Ryan looking to answer. He attacks the middle on Damon, up and good. So
that was a good play for him. He had to settle his team down. He's like, you know what, I'm going to attack, maybe get fouled. I got to get a basket for my team. That was a great play by Martin Ryan.
There's the pass inside to DeLuca. He's up and no good. Rebound tapped around and finally grabbed by Ryan. Ryan will look to attack again. Spin move into the lane. Fall away jump shot, backboard, nothing else. And we've got DeLuca pulled down the rebound, through an elbow, hit Hockman, and we're going to have an intentional foul. So we're going to have an intentional foul on Nick DeLuca. It looks like he corralled that rebound, turned around, and hit, I believe it was Cole Hockman, in the face with an elbow.
Yeah, we had mentioned previous possession, too. It was starting to get a little physical. Glad the refs are settling things down. But now here's a
chance for the Mavericks to cut into the lead.
Here's that switch now where they could get a couple free points this way, too.
So Hockman's free throws are up and good.
So so Arlington Heights gets the rebound. Now St. James just got 2 points, and now they get the ball again too. Maybe this is the momentum St. James needs for their momentum swing.
So that was the third foul on DeLuca as Hockman will inbound to Bear Cortez. Cortez in the near corner inside to Ryan. Ryan surrounded by 4 Saints players, and another big block by Damon.
About 3 or 4 of those today. Ryan and Damon, they're just going to go at each other for the rest of the game. You know that.
4:29 to play in the third quarter. Hockman inbounds to Ryan. Ryan takes one dribble to his right, pull-up jump shot around and down.
That's a clutch jump shot. Nice shot.
So if he can open up that space where he no longer has to drive every time, they can cut into this lead pretty quick, and we're going to have an offensive foul on Rigg as Bear Cortez set up just on the other side of half court. Rigg left his feet and had nowhere to go.
He was getting, Martin Ryan was playing great defense, but Martin was on his right side, so he had to dribble with his left hand with the out of bounds and getting bumped a little and did not see the guy standing at half court setting up, and yeah, it was a charge.
Well, they teach you when you break in the press, you want to keep the ball in the middle of the floor because that out-of-bounds line acts as another defender as Ryan pulls a 3 from the top of the key. No good. Rebound, Hockman. His putback is no good either. And DeLuca grabbed the rebound. This time keeps those elbows down and picks up the foul.
St. James is contesting every rebound, so, we had the thrown elbow. They didn't this time, and then they caused the foul, which was great. St. James should not be fouling on those rebounds.
And that Maverick foul is on number 10, Cole Hockman, his team second of the second half. Here's Damon into the lane, right hand up and good.
We talked in the first half, too, about being careful with that press. St. Peter did a great job of breaking it, and they ended up getting a layup.
30-20, 3:40 to play in the opening quarter of the second half, and the Mavericks are going to take a timeout. So what do you think the coaches are telling the players in that Maverick huddle right now? They got a couple points after the intentional foul, the elbow, but then the Saints have come down and answered.
Right, so, it's still a 10-point game, so we've played almost half of the third quarter, and it's still 10. They almost had some momentum, but I think, too, you got to tell these guys, yes, because we're down 10, we have to press, but you got to be careful because you can't be giving up easy layups off that press, too. You want to create that charge, or you want to create a turnover, but once in a while, with that press, you're going to give up layups, too. So the Mavericks have to continue to pressure, but they got to be able to not give up layups as well.
Did you or someone you know participate in a past state event and are currently attending a Lutheran university or college? If so, you are eligible for the Crane Scholarship Fund. For more information, go to the LSA website at www.luthsports.org. Matthew, that's where everybody can hear us as well. So if you're currently watching and you know someone who else would like to watch, LuthsportsTV.org is where they'll go. Here's Ryan in and out of the timeout, and he traveled. Looked to spin back to the middle. Looks like he might have lifted his pivot foot and got called for the travel.
He did a spin move into two guys, and his pivot foot did slide. That happens when you get bumped a little bit, so, you know, but he created that contact.
The Saints moving the ball nicely down the floor. DeLuca with the layup missed, and last touch by Hockman as he knocked it away from Josh Daniel and his offensive rebound.
Such a strong player down low, but that was a beautiful pass from the high post as well.
So Justin Arrowwood will look to inbound to DeLuca. DeLuca lost it out of bounds. Looked like he pinned it against his leg and then rolled it out. So Ryan and the Mavericks will look to cut into this 10-point Saints lead as we are halfway through the third quarter. Cole Hockman, far side wing, now swung around back up top to Grieve, who checked back in after picking up his third foul early in the second quarter. And there's an air ball. The Saints will look to push. Nice pass up ahead, knocked away by Aguiman. Ball kicked out to Arrowwood. Arrowwood down into the post to DeLuca. His shot is up off the glass and no good. Damon goes through the back of Ryan to steal the ball. And Cole Hockman returns the favor by taking it away from Damon. Here's Bear Cortez up ahead to Ryan. Ryan spin into the middle, gets Damon off his feet, off the glass and good.
Great post move. Was able to control himself and get that layup.
Not quite sure what the clock stoppage was for, but it's going to give the Mavericks a second to set up in their press.
I know the assistant coach kind of jumped up and was talking to the players. Something happened with the refs. I don't know.
So the Saints will inbound with 2:17 to play in this third quarter. Damon in front of his fans here to our right. Rigg will attack the basket, left hand up the left side and good.
What an
Beautiful move.
Amazing left hand for a 7th and 8th grader. What a great move.
And that takes the lead back to 10 as Ryan will pull up from about 18 feet. Good. That jump shot's starting to come along a little bit for Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, he's not shooting well from the three-point line. He doesn't need to. That mid-range jumper is going to create some attacks for him later in the fourth quarter.
Arrowwood with a nice behind-the-back dribble to get out of the double team. Got it to Rigg. Now back to Arrowwood's going to kick it out to Damon. Damon with the head fake. Gets in the lane. Runs over Aguiman and blocked by Ryan. Got his own rebound and the putback is good. Ryan had a big block, but forgot to corral the ball. It went right back to Damon.
He blocked it right into Damon's hands.
Ryan will pull up from about the same spot he hit his last jumper. This one is a little short. Rebound by Rigg. Rigg will look to push into the lane. Runs over Hockman, and we're going to have an offensive foul. So Hockman set up nicely in the lane, well ahead of Rigg getting there to draw the offensive foul. That'll be, I believe, the third foul on Rigg. So Rigg technically now in foul trouble.
Yes, and I mean, we're still in the third quarter. He's going to have to be careful. I mean, it was a great attack, but you saw it coming in his eyes that he was going to attack, and the defender set up and took the charge. Great defense.
34-24, Saints still with the lead with 60 seconds to play in the third quarter. Mavericks swinging it around. Hockman will look to attack off that right wing. Right-hand runner up and good. Tough move.
That was a tough shot. He threw that one straight up in the air. They play some good defense. If they can keep it at 8 or even less going into the fourth, that's great for them.
Hockman with good pressure on Arrowwood, but he finds Damon at the free throw line, and he attacks with that right hand to take the lead back to 10. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Ryan working on Damon. Gets it over to Lewis Woodson. Now back up top to Ryan. 20 seconds on the clock. Ryan, a couple dribbles in between his legs as he backs up about 5 feet from the half-court line. Crosses over.
Shot of the quarter.
Now over to Hockman. Hockman for three. That one is off the backboard, in and out, no good. Rebound. Ryan went up and was fouled. So Ryan did a nice job of getting into the lane while that shot was going up to grab the offensive board. Now he's going to go to the line with the clock stopped to try to cut into this 10-point lead.
Correct. Like I said about a minute ago, they really need to cut into this lead. They got to get it under 10 points. He's got a chance now.
Ryan's free throw is good.
Well, he knows he's such a good free throw shooter that he can get those rebounds and putbacks, and he can get fouled as well. We'll see what the Saints can do. 6 seconds if they can get it back to a 10-point lead.
Just 6 seconds to play in what we like to refer to as the money quarter, the third quarter. Ryan's second free throw's up and good. So here are the Saints with 6-5. Riggle pushes that left hand, kind of dribbles back, spin move, up ahead to Josh Daniel, but the shot left his hand well after the buzzer, and will go into the fourth quarter. Saints up 8.
With that pressure, that was probably a smart move of not trying to pass it and get it stolen and then maybe St. James scoring. So, you know, just bring it up. It was 6 seconds. You didn't have to cross half court, to be honest. And so with the Saints, they still got that 8-point lead. For St. James, they're like, okay, at least we cut it in a little bit, and we only got a quarter left. So they're going to have to cut into this lead a little bit quicker. But it was a good third quarter.
Interested in becoming an official or an official looking for support, contact Brenda Hilton from Officially Human Behind the Stripes at OFFY Human. Again, that's at OFFY Human. So Matt, our Mavericks have been putting pressure on the Saints in the backcourt the entire game. It's worked to an extent. They've caused a couple of turnovers, caused the Saints to play a little faster than they've wanted to, but for the most part, the Saints have broken it pretty well and had an opportunity at quite a few layups on the other end.
Well, we talked about that. I mean, they have capitalized on the layups too. We mentioned that's that tough situation for St. James. Yeah, I got to get the steals, but you can't be given easy layups as well. So we'll see how that goes in the fourth quarter.
So to start the fourth, it'll be Hockman to inbound. Martin Ryan will get us started. Dribbles to the center of the floor. Damon at about the free throw line extended. Ryan picks up a screen from Hockman. Back into the lane is Ryan up over the top of Damon and good.
What a tough shot. What a tough shot.
That time he got the best of Damon. Damon's had quite a few blocks this afternoon.
Good way to start the fourth quarter for them.
Pass well up ahead to Josh Daniel, who lost control. Rebound pulled, or loose ball pulled up by Grieve. And here's Ryan looking to attack. Euro step into the lane, up off the back iron, no good. And he knows he just missed that one.
Yeah, he needed that one. That would have been cutting it to 4. That would have been huge for St. James.
36-30, 5:15 to play in this contest. Rigg working on Hockman. Gets it to Daniel. Daniel now Damon at the top of the key. Over to Arrowwood.
Even with the lead, they still need to start attacking, get some more points.
Arrowwood looking to dribble into the post to Damon. Lost it off his foot for a second. Now he has it back in front of his fans. Tried to get it into the post to Ray. Had it knocked away. Damon picked it up, left hand. Nice move, just missed.
Just a little strong, but that was a great move with his left hand even.
Cortez will pull from 3. That one is around and down. Now it's only a 3-point game. Nice job by the Mavericks of coming out hot in this fourth quarter.
Minute and a half in, they scored 5. That's what they wanted to do.
Here's Rigg with a handoff to Arrowwood. Arrowwood gets within 15. His jump shot is around and no good. And last touch by Damon and the Saints. It'll be Maverick ball, and they'll look to come down and tie it.
St. Peter's got to be careful of the momentum swing. They're still winning. They're playing great. They got to just get a couple baskets.
So Bear Cortez will walk it up. Crossing the timeline with 4:10 to play. Ryan, top of the key. Arrowwood comes and takes it away. Ryan had his back turned and block on the other end. That's the second off the backboard block we've seen. Now up ahead to Grieve. Grieve with the pump fake. Up over the top of Damon and good.
Damon went for the block. Grief shot it straight up in the air. 1 point game. This looks familiar.
36-35. 3:40 to play as Rigg looks to get things started for the Saints. Now to Arrowwood. Working on Cortez, left hand just inside the 3-point line. Now over to Daniel. Daniel looking to get it back to Arrowwood. His 14-foot jump shot is no good. Rebound Ryan. Up ahead to Cortez, wide open down the floor. Fall away jumper is good. And the Mavericks have the lead. What a tough shot by Cortez on the other end.
That was clutch. Arlington Heights, I mean, we've played almost 3 minutes. They haven't scored, but I mean, they've had some good looks. St. James is allowing them to only shoot one. They're getting the rebounds. They're throwing it down now. They're fast breaking quickly. They've gotten a couple layups, I mean, a lot of these shots are clutch. I mean, I'm not sure if you and I can make a couple of those. So,
speak for yourself.
But we talked about this, that St. James just needed to calm down at the quarter. Now we want to see what Coach Hunter is telling St. Peter. They went into this quarter going, hey, we got an 8-point lead. You're down 1 now with 3:18 to go.
Something I've noticed in this fourth quarter so far is it looks like Arlington Heights is crashing the offensive board, which is allowing for a leak out of Cortez, who's been leaking out, and Ryan's getting that rebound and throwing it down the floor to him.
That's probably one thing Coach Hunter is telling them as well.
And it is getting awfully loud here in Arlington Heights. Rigg will work with his team down 1. Now over to Arrowwood, and he'll cross the timeline. Inside to Damon, high pass, was able to corral it. Back up top to Arrowwood, looking to exploit with that left hand. Now Daniel head fake. Inside, his jump shot is no good. Rebound Ryan.
Like we said, that was a good shot. They're just not falling in the fourth quarter for St. Peter. And St. James is getting every rebound too.
And most of the rebounds have been pulled down by Ryan, who's working very hard on the defensive and the offensive end. Here's a skip pass to Agiman, now back to Ryan. Couple of dribbles working on Damon. His pull-up jump shot is short. Rebound Rigg. .227 in the contest. Mavericks up 1. Started the quarter down 8. Rigg inside, now back out to Arrowwood. Looking to back down Cortez. The ball knocked away by Hockman. Hockman with the steal. Had his knocked away, and it looked like he traveled, and he did. Had it knocked away, it looked like he grabbed it, took a couple steps, and put it back down. Fortunately, that's not allowed.
No, and you know, that's the momentum or whatever. It's part of basketball. You know, nothing to get upset at or anything.
Made a nice steal. Was looking to get rewarded on the other end and couldn't. And we're gonna have a hold. Looked like Cortez grabbed Rigg as Rigg broke away from the double team.
They were playing very physical. I mean, you can play good physical defense, you just can't grab an arm. Rigg is getting double teamed. Someone's open.
Only the second foul on Cortez as Damon looks to go at the basket on the other end and scores. And it looks like we're gonna go back and forth here in this fourth quarter.
Just like last time they played. With St. James doubling, St. Peter was wide open for the layup.
Ryan in the lane, his jump shot is good.
What a clutch shot.
In the fourth quarter, his jump shot has really come to life, and that's honestly what brought him back. Rigg works to get open. Arrowwood finds him, and he'll cross half court with 1:40 to play. His team down 1, 39-38. Rigg spin move back to the baseline. Trapped in the corner now up top to Damon. Damon over to Arrowwood. Arrowwood back to Damon. Now Rigg just in front of his own bench. Will look to attack with the left hand. Goes baseline, finds Luka, and Ryan with the nice block, but it looks like they went body to body first. And that's where he's gonna pick up that foul with 1:17 to play.
You know, a lot of fans probably yelling all ball. He had his hand on top, but he hip checked him. So yes, that was a great call. It was with the body. Great move. He is so big and physical where, yeah, he got that block, but he was coming in for the block, ended up getting him with the body.
First free throw is up and no good.
He came into this game shooting 6 of 9, which is 67%, but this is a clutch shot. He needs to get it to 2, so it's not that 1-point game.
Second one is no good again. Rebound tapped around, fought for, and finally pulled down by Cortez. It's going to be a 3-on-1 fast break. Rigg almost with the steal, found Ryan with the layup, and the Mavericks are up 3. So 2 big misses, free throw-wise, led to a fast break.
They could have taken the lead, or at least the last one, tie, and then the fast break. And just like me as a coach too, Coach Runge jumped from one end of the bench and sprinted down the sideline for the timeout. Great timeout call. Now he can set up his pressure again. And now they got a 3-point lead where, you don't want to, sit back on defense. You maybe, the pressure maybe won't be as strong because you don't want to give up that layup. But now you got a 3-point lead. Now, what is Coach Hunter thinking? St. James is playing very good man defense, but if I was Coach Hunter, I'm trying to get Rigg open for a 3, or maybe a pick and roll for Damon to get a basket, a layup. You don't need a 3 yet, but with a minute 8, at some point, we're going to try to see if they're going to try to get Rigg a 3.
So let's talk about how the Mavericks got back into this game, and it's been mainly on the rebound fast breaks. They're pulling that rebound down and getting down the floor. Do the Saints need to start pulling people off of the offensive boards? Because that's what's led to this 3-point lead, essentially.
They do have to be careful on the rebounding, yes.
Arrowwood to inbound. Gets it to Rigg. Rigg working on Hockman. Just in front of the scores table. He'll go left hand to the basket, and Hockman was riding him on his way to the cup.
That is,
and Hockman's going to pick up a foul on the floor.
That is the 16th foul now for St. James. So if St. James fouls, Arlington Heights is going to shoot 1-and-1. So you don't want that as well with a 3-point lead.
So Rigg will inbound.
See if they got an inbound play for him. Here comes the pick.
Up top to Daniel, now to the corner to Rigg. Rigg with the pump fake, looks to drive, kills the dribble. Back up top to Daniel. Daniel, a couple dribbles to the corner, nearly stolen by Ryan. Damon on his way to the basket, had it partially blocked, up and good. And Damon will go to the free throw line with a chance to tie it.
What a great play. He's shooting 80%. This should be good for him. The fans are jumping out onto the court. Now we got LSA people coming over.
Damon's free throw is up and good. 41-41, 49.4 seconds to play. Saints in the bonus. They'll be shooting 1-and-1 the rest of the way. If you're in that huddle over there, what are you telling your team now that you're getting the ball on underneath the basket here?
Well, no need to panic. It's a tie game. You have the ball. So I don't know if I'd wait for last shot with 50 seconds. But they can run their offense. They have been shooting amazingly in the second half. So if I'm coach, I'm giving the ball to Martin Ryan and letting him do his thing and he's been hot. His field goal shooting has been great. Now with Coach Hunter for Arlington Heights, they actually could foul and try to get a steal because they do have a couple fouls to give. I would put a little pressure on and maybe even foul. It's not that big of a deal.
So it looks like there was an issue with the timeout called.
The refs gave him a full. Coach Hunter thought it was a 30 seconds, so he let his kids out, and Coach Runge was able to talk to his kids for another 30 seconds.
Here comes Ryan, 44 on the clock. And it looks like the Mavericks are going to hold for that last shot. Now, do you bring the defense out on Ryan, who is extremely quick?
Damon's coming out, but you got to be careful.
Now 30 seconds. Damon within reach of Ryan. And so the counting starts. Now Hockman over to Cortez. Cortez will bring it to the top of the key. Back to Ryan, 18 seconds.
They're going for the win or overtime.
Ryan will look to attack with that left hand. Now to Agyeman, back to Ryan. And we're gonna have a timeout. Mavericks are gonna take a 30-second timeout and talk things over with 10.4 seconds to play. You wonder if that was the strategy the whole time, was to run the clock down and let's call another timeout, set something up with under 10 seconds and not let Arlington Heights have an opportunity to answer if you do attack the basket.
Right, I mean, this is good. I mean, you're playing in their gym too. So you know what? Hold the ball. I'm going to go for win or the overtime where, like you said, if you go for a good shot with like 20, 30 seconds and miss, now Arlington Heights going to do the same thing to you. So that was a great call by Coach Runge. And let's see if he's got a play. And we're going to see a St. James win or an overtime. I think that's all our options with 10 seconds to go.
I believe you were referring to the old adage of tie at home, win on the road. It's a road game.
Yep. This is state, but this is not a neutral court.
It is not. As you can probably hear at home, it is extremely loud here from both sides. We are smack dab in the middle of the Arlington Heights fans and the St. James fans. Here's Hockman inbound, 10.4 seconds. Gets it in to Ryan. Ryan met by Damon. Ryan looking to attack. Picks up a screen from Agyeman, and we're going to have a hold on the floor. Looks like Damon grabbed him.
As I told you, that was excellent. Coach Hunter, that was great. They can foul it actually one more time. They've wasted 3 seconds. So that was great defense by the Saints.
7.1 seconds, 41-41. Hockman to inbound again. Looking, now finds Grieve on the wing. His shot up, no good. Rebound, tapped around, fought for, pulled down by Damon. And the Saints are gonna get a timeout with 1.9 seconds to play. Are they gonna put more time on the clock? It looks like that's what they're arguing for right now, because they got the rebound with about 3, but I don't think you could put more time on the clock.
I don't think so. This happened to us yesterday too, where the other team actually didn't even get a timeout because the refs are in certain positions. Coach Hunter's, jumping up and down. I mean, the Arlington Heights bench is on the opposite end of the court. All 3 refs are there. They're not going to hear that. As you said, I'm screaming at you into the mic. That's how loud it is.
And they are going to put more time on the clock. So 2.1 seconds. They give him 0.2. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that could be the difference in letting the ball go.
No, it's 2 seconds is a lot of time. I did a 3-second drill with our girls this week where 3 seconds, I had girls, we're a smaller gym at my school, but I had girls that grabbed the ball at the free throw line of 1 and were able to make a layup in 3 seconds. Not in this gym because it's bigger, but you should be able to catch it at half court, dribble once, and get a good shot off.
So the Mavericks are going to continue with this backcourt pressure.
They cannot foul because Arlington Heights is in the bonus. They cannot be grabbing right now.
Arrowwood to inbound, 2.1 seconds to play. Still knotted at 41. Arrowwood, Rigg was the decoy. Here's the deep pass up ahead to Damon, tipped, and that one's out of bounds. Last touched by the Saints with 1.1 seconds to play. With an athlete like Ryan,
no, it got tipped.
Oh, it got.
Coach Runge wanted the ball under their hoop.
It did get tipped. It got tipped.
It got tipped a couple times, I thought.
And with an athlete like Ryan, you think you could throw the ball down? He can out-jump everybody. I mean, it's got to be a very accurate pass, but at the same time, it's doable.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Runge has in play. I'm dating myself, but are we pulling the Christian Leitner play? Because Martin Ryan's that size. He could catch it with 1 second, land, turn, and shoot. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Runge has in store for this.
The other thing you have to look out for is if you throw that full court pass, nobody touches it, it's Saints ball underneath their own basket.
Well, that's what St. James was hoping for, but it did get tipped.
Right. So we asked for good games, and we're this is great. This is what Championship Sunday is all about.
This is great basketball. Now if I'm the Saints too with 1 second, do I foul? They have 1 foul to give. As long as it's on the ground.
So Damon will jump in front of Hockman, looking to inbound. He's got to go all the way down the floor. He's got to get it in. He's got to get it in. There's a toss. It is tipped. Agyeman grabs it. Luckily, that was I can be there to pick up that ball. If not, that could have been a layup for the Saints.
With 1 second, he could have caught it and put it back up.
So for those of you watching at home, here's your free basketball. 3 minutes in overtime. 41-41 is the score. We said it at halftime. We could roll the tape back, right? We can definitely roll the tape back. We called it. Probably play the lotto tomorrow. 41-41. 3 minutes. If we're still knotted, we'll go to a double.
We
overtime.
said last time, 1 point game. We knew this was going to be close. It could end up being a 1 point game. At least it's overtime. So these two teams are evenly matched. What an exciting game for third place at the state championship weekend.
So the foul situation, for those of you watching at home, 7 fouls for the Mavericks, which means the Saints are in the bonus, shooting a 1-and-1 the rest of the way. Those fouls do not reset going into overtime. The Saints currently have 5, so 2 more, and the Mavericks will be shooting bonus the rest of the way. Could this come down to free throws?
It could. Overtime usually does. And we said both of these teams are shooting, well, as a team, St. James is only shooting 50%. Martin Ryan, though, is shooting over 65. The team for Arlington Heights is shooting over 60% with a couple guys shooting over 70.
So they are going to switch
remember,
sides.
They're going the same way.
As they'll continue the same way they were going at the end of regulation.
You want to be going towards your bench in overtime. That's why they do it for the second half.
Saints moving from left to right. Mavericks right to left. Here's Ryan and Damon. Jump ball tapped around and corralled by Arrowwood. Remember, 3 minutes.
See what the strategy is.
Here's Rigg. Brings the ball to the right side, crosses on Hockman, gets in the lane, and looked like he might have picked up his pivot foot, no call. Daniel lost it.
We didn't get a big yell from St. James, so maybe it wasn't.
Rigg works into the lane. His runner's good. So Rigg gets us started in overtime, giving his team the 43-41 lead. 2.5 to play. Ryan looking for a screen. On Damon, he gets one. Oh, tried to get it inside. Looked like Damon might have kicked it and picked it up. Either way, it's a turnover, and the Saints will look to add.
I think he kind of forced that. He should have probably pulled it out.
Ryan's drive inside to Damon, up off the glass and good. Ryan couldn't get back quick enough, and Damon had a wide open layup on the left side.
Great way to start for the Saints. We'll see how.
Ryan in the lane, spin around, no good. Rebound tapped around, and last touch by Hockman. It'll be St. Ball. 1:52 to play. Arlington Heights up 4.
Ryan had been making all those in the second half. Spun a little too fast, didn't quite get it.
They'll double team Rigg in the backcourt. Damon will get the inbounds pass, looks to get it ahead, does to Arrowwood. Arrowwood will bring it inside the 3-point line. Over to Daniel. Daniel, head fake up off the glass and good.
He knew Ryan was coming. Great head fake.
Hockman looking to push, going inside, now kicks it back to Ryan. Ryan had to save it, just throw it out of bounds. Ryan's 3 will be short, and rebound to Luca. 1:23, 47-41 Saints. Rigg, nice fake, up off the glass, no. Rebound to Luca. Up, and his shot is no good, and we're gonna have a foul on Daniel as Rigg came down with the rebound.
So for St. James now, they can start attacking the basket because now every foul will be a 1-and-1. That was a nice attack by Rigg, but with up 6, probably could have kicked it back out.
So the clock won't start until Ryan touches, which he does just cross half court. Look for Hockman, had it knocked away. Hockman, I don't think, was ready for the pass. And the Mavericks will have to start fouling with 1:01 to play.
I think a lot of times the other players always expect Martin to do stuff. When he actually passes to them, I don't think they're ready all the time. And I think that's what happened.
Hockman looked like he was trying to potentially go set a screen.
Yeah.
So Riggs, first of the 1-1 is up and good. Riggs' second free throw. Looking to put his team up 8, and he cannot. Ryan pulls down the rebound. He's got to push down 7. Attacks the lane. And a block by Damon. Might have got a piece of his arm, and it's going to send Ryan to the free throw line. So this is good for the Mavericks. Getting points with the clock stopped.
Yes, like I said, that foul before was huge for St. James, because then this time Ryan could just dribble right into the lane and get fouled. That's going to happen every time they touch the ball now.
So Ryan's first free throw is no good.
That was big. He's got to make all his free throws.
By his standard, he'd struggle from the line today a little bit.
He's about 50 today, and he's been shooting 70%.
Second one is good, and no basket. It was either Oggeman or Hockman stepped in too early. I can't tell who. But we're going to have a full timeout taken by the Mavericks.
Yeah, I don't think they really said who it was, and Coach Runge's not too happy about something.
He doesn't have, I think Coach Runge's asking for who it was, and I don't think the ref has an answer for him.
He's talking to the correct ref, though, so that's
right,
good.
Correct.
Because he was talking to the other one before. I talked to refs, too, and they're like, Coach, it wasn't my call. So at least it looks like they're having a good conversation. That's always nice. I try to respect the refs as a coach, too.
Absolutely.
Talk to them, ask them questions and things. And at this state tournament, too, we have some amazing refs, good guys that will talk to you, too, and tell you what they saw. But unfortunately now St. James is going to have to foul. Arlington Heights is just going to kind of slow it down.
54.9 seconds to play. Saints up 7 after they disallowed that free throw on a lane violation, which would have cut it to 6. Arrowwood to inbound. Rigg and Damon in the backcourt. Rigg will catch, double teamed. Mavericks will foul immediately, sending arguably the Saints' best free throw shooter to the line with 52 seconds.
If I was Coach Hunter, this is the guy I want on the line. And that's why he got the ball, too. As Coach Runge, you're not going to want to foul him, but they were able to get the ball into him, and then all he had to do is hold it.
Rigg's free throw is good. Hit about every part of the rim, but made its way in.
Shooter's touch, right? Shooter's touch.
Absolutely. Saints up 9. 50-41, 52 seconds. Ryan's still going to push. Needs to push. Finds Oggeman. He'll pull a 3 off the backboard. No good. Rebound tapped and fought over by 2 Saints. Finally corralled by Rigg. Rigg up ahead to Daniel. Daniel holding and was fouled by Oggeman. Send Daniel to the line. Daniel 4 of 6 from the line coming into today's contest. Two big free throws with his team up 9 with 30 seconds to play. First one is up and good. We said it might come down to free throws, and it kind of has here in overtime.
Yep. They were able to get a couple shots, but the free throws are huge, too.
Second free throw is in and out. Rebound by Ryan.
Coach Hunter told him, don't foul.
Mavericks down 10. Spin move. Fade away, no good for Ryan. Rebound, Damon. And I don't think the Mavericks are even going to foul anymore. Rigo cross half court. Argument meets him. Rig working on Argument, crosses over, and he's just going to dribble this one out. Well, it wasn't a one-point game, but we did get overtime. And the home Saints of St. Peter Arlington Heights will take home third place.
As you mentioned, if you look at the scoreboard, it's a 10-point game. It was not. Congratulations to both teams. What an amazing game.
Absolutely. This is one of those games where the score isn't indicative of the game as a whole.
No, Arlington Heights got hot in overtime right away. They built a 6-point lead right away, and then St. James had the foul. They missed some shots.
And we'll go to the scores table for the presentation of the trophies.
I'd like to begin by congratulating both teams on an outstanding tournament and an extremely exciting game today for this third place trophy. I'd like to remind all of us that as teams, please, as we finish the trophies, that pictures are next door. Girls will be taking the floor momentarily for warm-ups for the girls' championship game. We're going to ask fans to try to stay as close to the bleachers as possible so that we can let them warm up. But that being said, let's get on what we're here to do. First of all, to a very fine team, played hard all tournament long, great game. The Mavericks of St. James, Chicago. Come on and get your trophy, please. Congratulations. Come on, guys, get your trophy. Great tournament. Congratulations. And the third place trophy goes to the Saints of St. Peter Arlington Heights. Congratulations.
So again, congratulations to both the St. James Mavericks and the Saints of St. Peter Arlington Heights on a fine season, third and fourth place. That's quite an accomplishment.
No, whenever you're playing in the third place game, you played in the semifinals the day before, top 4 in the state. I mean, it is a 16-team tournament, but there are over 200 Lutheran schools in the state of Illinois. You're the top 4. Congratulations to both teams.
So folks, don't go anywhere because we've got the championship games coming up. First, the women. It's going to be the Titans of Nashville, Oakville, taking on the perennial championship guests, I guess you can call it, the Bobcats of Emmanuel Palatine. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with that action.